Hi Drive Time, it's Jamie and Dawn back for the next edition of The Dish with Dawn. So we're happy to be with you guys today. We promised the last time we would get to the rest of the questions that we didn't have time for on the first video, and so we're here back to answer the remainder of the questions that you guys had asked. So we'll get right started in. So welcome, Dawn.
Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, everyone.
All right, so the first question is, you just hit 90 days, so congrats.
Oh, wow.
That's a big deal.
It's a big anniversary for me. Thank you.
So the first question is right around that. It asks, what has the learning curve been like over this first 90 days? What have you learned? And then what are your upcoming plans over the next 90 days to get a deeper knowledge of how we operate?
Well, one is I want to thank everyone. I've been welcomed everywhere and been out and about. You guys have done a phenomenal job of making it easy for me to get integrated here. So begin with thanking you for that, because you've made it incredibly easy for me to get in 90 days. Now feels like 9 months, which is a great thing. I feel much at home and comfortable. But I credit everyone here and everyone out in the field that we've been able to visit with that. But I'd characterize my first 90 days as really getting in and getting to know everyone and learn. And I'd say that the first days have been more about assessing the current state of things and really taking time to understand. A good thing about that is first impressions. Mm-hmm. And the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And my first impressions of everyone here has been fantastic. I hope yours of me has been the same, maybe short of fantastic. But anyway, assess and evaluate has really been what's been on my mind. As I get into the next 90 days, my goal and ambition there is to go a little deeper and now really experience the operations more. The initial was more along the meet and greet and get to know everyone, and now I really want to understand our processes and our technology and really go deeper. So one of the ways I want to do that, I have had the opportunity to visit all of the ops centers, both here in Arizona and in Dallas. Have not got to Barbados yet, but I'm happy to do that at some time in the winter. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'd really like to get out and work side by side. I think having your feet on the ground, where you can be close to the team member who's closest to the customer, is really where I get the best sense of how we do things and better understand not only the current state of things, but anything else we want to get done going forward. So that's really what I'm looking to do in the next 90 days, and obviously looking to get out even more than I have in the first 90. And you got some stats on? Yeah,
so I think you've been to 25 dealerships out of 145, and you've been to 10 out of the 27 inspection centers, and all op centers, including Mesa and Dallas. So awesome. Well, you've made a lot of track in the last 90 days.
Well, good. Thanks for keeping track of that.
Yeah.
But the goal is I really want to get out and experience what you experience on a daily basis, and it's the best feedback that I can get as we look at putting strategic plans together. And we're working hard right now on back half of the year planning and really setting our strategic plan. So as we get through that and we set our plans, believe it or not, in just a short period of time remaining this month, we're already halfway into 2018.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, it's really crazy. And so we're excited about communicating to everyone what we believe the back half of 2018 looks like, what our expectations are, and any adjustments that we believe that we need to make.
Well, that gets me right into our next question, and this one we actually got multiple questions in the field similar on the same concept, which is there's a lot of questions asking about your vision of the company, and I know you're only 90 days in, so but can you give us any perspective on what your vision is of our future?
Well, I think I've communicated a little bit is my vision coming in, and there's expectations and perceptions, and then there's reality. And I think I've communicated that it's wildly exceeded my expectations, so that's a good start. And I think at the same time, now that I'm in and I've got to know things, the goal is for all of us together to get better at everything that we do. So now we're focused on I don't see anything that I would consider anything radical change. We are making some adjustments. I think you're probably seeing most of the adjustments along the inventory side. I want our team to do everything we can to put ourselves in the best position for not only the back half of the year, but coming into 2019. And as the CEO, it's my responsibility to think ahead, not only near future, but further into the future. And so my mind is obviously on things about tax season of 19 and beyond, and what we want our long-term strategy. So some of the stuff that we're doing near term, adjusting our inventory to levels that are going to work for us for the balance of the year, and moving some of our aged inventory. You may have seen some contests out there and some different things we're doing to be able to move some of our aged inventory so that we can be in a very favorable inventory acquisition position as we get toward the end of summer and into the fall, which is the best point in the business cycle to be out acquiring cars. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the biggest thing, and that's where we're focused right now. And then the long-term goal is to really have our systems and our process designed around, one, attracting the type of customers that we want to attract and to keep them, and have a great experience with them, but also matching up the right car at the right price with the right customer, and then delivering on a world-class experience. Not just I call it from click to keys to loan servicing and credit, and all the things that we do is for that whole life cycle of the customer. So that's really where we're spending our time right now.
Great. Okay, and then the last question that we have for you is, and we actually got a couple of these questions too, is, based on your interaction so far, what are some things that you think that as an organization we can improve upon?
In any organization, be it large or small, one of the things I think you always have to be working at is, whether you're great at it or you're not so great at it, or one of the things we always have to be working on is how we communicate. And you're going to hear, I think something may have gone out recently about getting your input on the culture of the organization. And communication is absolutely very important to our culture and how we define ourselves as a company. And culture is not what we say, it's what we live. And so I've sent out, and we've asked through, I think, a SurveyMonkey to give us some feedback, and I think we've had a pretty substantial reply already, and I think there's going to be another request around words and things that describe our culture, and also what you would like to see our culture demonstrate. And one of the other ways we're going to try to broaden our communication is with a product out there called Yammer. It's kind of an internal social media. So stay tuned for that. It's in development right now, where we're going to get an opportunity to engage with each other differently in forms of communication, which means that we can share, we can like, we can do all the things that we do in social media, and it'll be, for lack of a better description, our kind of internal social media network. And we'll share information that way. We'll probably share this type of communication. So, communicating and our culture are really big things today. And then I think the other thing we can always, we're in a world today, and society is, where everything we do has to be not only right, but it has to be fast. And I think we're always going to work on the speed of things, and that's us, the speed of making decisions, the speed of affecting change, the speed of correcting problems. And so speed is another important thing. So I said, if I had to capture this into 2 words, I would say great communication with great culture, and then speed of execution and speed of correction. And it's really kind of the 2 things I'm focused on right now.
Well, great. Well, that's all the questioning today. We thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. At the end, stay tuned for some pictures for some of Don's visits that we've done recently as well. And we look forward to catching you up on the next Dish with Don. Thanks,
Great.
Don.
Thanks, Jamie. And everyone, if I don't see you or speak to you, have a fantastic 4th of July, celebrating the birth of our country, and be safe out there, and we'll be communicating soon.